welcome to It's About Time with Miss Megan. Are you excited for a fun learning lesson? Let's talk about the history of clocks. When did timekeeping begin? We've been keeping time for thousands of years. Our current sexagesimal system, which is a numeral system with 60 as its base, dates back to about 2000 BC with the Sumerians, one of the first civilizations in the world. How did people keep time? They watched the sun, but didn't look at it directly. The Egyptians divided their day into 12-hour periods and used obelisks to track the movement of the sun. Egyptians also created water clocks. These used water dripping out of a vessel at a consistent rate to measure the passage of hours. Water clocks were used elsewhere in the world too. Babylonians, Indians, Chinese, Persians, Greco-Romans, medieval Islamics, and Koreans all used forms of water clocks for timekeeping. Other ancient forms of timekeeping included candle clocks, hourglasses, sundials, and time sticks. What about modern clocks? The first mechanical clocks were invented in Europe sometime in the 14th century. They became the standard for timekeeping until the invention of pendulum clocks in 1656. Pendulum clocks were the standard and most accurate timekeepers until the 1930s, when quartz oscillators were invented. Atomic clocks arrived on the scene after World War II. They are far more accurate than any previous timekeeping device, and are used to calibrate other clocks and to calculate the International Atomic Time and Coordinated Universal Time. Here are some amazing clocks throughout the ages. This is a display of two outflow water clocks from the ancient Agora Museum in Athens. The top is an original from the late 5th century BC. The bottom is a reconstruction of a clay original. This is a German candle clock. A candle clock is a thin candle with consistently spaced marking that, when burned, indicates the passage of periods of time. While no longer used today, candle clocks provided an effective way to tell time indoors, at night, or on a cloudy day. Then we have the NIST F1, a cesium fountain clock, which is in Boulder, Colorado, and serves as the United States primary time and frequency standard. Are you ready to build your own water clock? Make sure you have the following before we start. Now is a good time to pause the video and gather your supplies. You need 2 empty plastic bottles of the same size and shape, masking tape, a marker, a thumbtack or nail, a pitcher of water, stopwatch, and craft knife to be used only by an adult, and perhaps a funnel. The first thing you're going to do is have your adult cut the top off of one bottle. You can recycle the top of that bottle. This will be bottle B. Next, take bottle A and fit it into bottle B. Bottle A is the bottle that you will poke a hole in the bottom with your thumbtack or nail. This might take some work. The size of the hole will determine the rate the water drops into the next bottle. The next step is to determine the fill line. Take bottle A and insert it into bottle B. Use your finger to mark where bottle A ends inside bottle B. Then find the corresponding spot on bottle A. Mark this spot with your marker as the fill line. Now you're going to use your masking tape and place it vertically onto bottle B. You will use this tape to mark the lines as time passes. Insert bottle A into bottle B. And make sure you have your stopwatch. With your stopwatch ready to go and your pitcher of water, you're going to take your funnel and pour the water into bottle A until it reaches the fill line. As soon as you start pouring, make sure you start your stopwatch. You may need a friend to help you. 3, 2, 1. Decide on when you want to mark your clock. I chose to mark mine at every minute. As you wait for your bottle to fill up, think about how much time it will take for all the water to flow into bottle B. Each water clock that you make will have a total time that is a little different based on how big you make the hole and how much water you add. You can do an experiment just exploring the speed of the water dripping based on the size of your hole. Or you can explore a little viscosity science by testing different liquids like oil or syrup and see how much time they take to flow through your clock. My water clock ended up taking almost 30 minutes to fill all the way up. How long will yours take? I hope you enjoyed making this water clock. Here are some additional resources. Did you know the Children's Museum of Indianapolis has a water clock? Here are 2 videos that highlight how the water clock works and some secrets of the water clock. Here are some books I used when I was researching for this program. The Story of Clocks and Calendars, Marking a Millennium, The Science Behind Time, Tides, and Revolutions, The Clock, and a fun picture book by Steve Jenkins called Just a Second. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the project and the information. We'll see you next week.